Hi, this is Matt Welsh with spiritualmediablog.com, and today I am honored to have Arielle Ford with me. She is the author of The Soulmate Secret, Manifest the Love of Your Life with the Law of Attraction. Arielle, thank you for joining us today, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, curious, why did you decide to write The Soulmate Secret?
Oh, that is kind of a long story. I never intended to write this book, but what happened was 20 years ago, I learned a lot of different manifestation tools and techniques that I had always used in my career with great success. And then 12 years ago, I decided to see if they would work on my love life, and they did. They worked brilliantly. I manifested my soulmate. We got married, and we lived pretty much happily ever after. We're still together. And never had any intention to write this book, but what happened was my sister, who is a best-selling author and a workshop leader, Debbie Ford, asked me to spend 45 minutes talking to a couple of hundred of her students and to share with them how I did manifest my soulmate. And by the time I was done with that talk, they were all asking for the book. It sort of came out of a need more than any desire I had to write it, but it was a lot of fun to write. I have more than a dozen friends who've used these same tools and techniques to manifest their soulmates, so they share their stories in the book. And I even have the story of my 80-year-old mother-in-law who manifested a soulmate 5 years after her husband of 55 years passed away using these same techniques. So I have lots and lots and lots of proof that this works.
Oh, that's fantastic. And a soulmate, what exactly is a soulmate, or how would you define one?
For me, a soulmate is somebody who you can completely be yourself with, somebody that you love unconditionally, that loves you unconditionally, and when you look into their eyes, you have the experience of being home.
Great. It's great. Do you think we're destined to meet our soulmates, or what role do you think destiny might play in helping us to find our soulmate?
Well, I think that if you really want your soulmate, that you need to be proactive about it, because it's somebody once a long time ago made up some stupid story that you only get one, and that's just not true. You actually have some influence over the path of your life. And so if what you say is that you desire to manifest a soulmate, there are things that you can be doing to make that happen. Now, you can also sit around and hope that you have one that's destined for you, that's going to just find you, and that there's nothing for you to do. But that's like saying if you want to become an Olympic gold medalist, you can sit on your couch and hope for that as well.
One part of the book that I really liked is you talk a lot about the relationship between destiny, faith, and self-effort. And what are some actions that people could take today to help find their soulmates?
Well, one of the first things you want to do is clear up the past. So if you've got a broken heart from somebody in your past, or you're still angry or resentful towards somebody in your past, you really need to clean that up. And so the first part of the soulmate secret is all about forgiveness, forgiving yourself, and forgiving the people that you believe injured you in some way. So that's a really important first step. Then you want to get very clear about the type of soulmate that you want. You want to make a long soulmate, what I call a soulmate wish list, and write down the traits and qualities that you would like them to possess, as well as a description of the lifestyle you're going to lead. So if you're somebody who's very athletic and training for a triathlon or a half marathon, you're probably not going to be happy with a couch potato, right? Or vice versa. If you're a couch potato, you don't want somebody who's spending a good deal of their free time doing sports. So you want to get extremely clear about what your life with this person's going to look like so that you can add that to your wish list. And once you've got your wish list together, then I think it's important to create a ritual or a ceremony to release it to the universe. And what I ended up doing was I decided that I would release my list on a Friday, because Fridays are the day of Venus, goddess of love and beauty, and I wanted to do it down by the beach where I live. So I took my list down there, I reread it, I said a prayer over it, and and then I burned it with the intention of releasing it to the universe, and then I scattered the ashes in the ocean. And then I took myself out to a really nice gourmet lunch, and I ordered a glass of champagne, and I toasted my soulmate and told him I was ready for him to show up. So that's
Right.
one of the first steps you can do.
And so how did that work out for you? Like, can you mind talking a little bit about how you met your soulmate, Brian?
Sure. Well, after I released my list, I then created a treasure map, or some people know them as a vision board. And that's when you take a piece of poster board and you cut out pictures and images and words from magazines that really represent or are the visual representation of the future you're creating, and you make a collage out of them. So I made this very beautiful treasure map, and then I put it on my altar, which was in the relationship corner of my home. And there's a big section in the Soulmate Secret about feng shui techniques, because I think it's really important to clear out the energy in your home and to prepare the energy in your home so that it's receptive to bringing in a soulmate. And then I also use some energy clearing techniques to get rid of the old, stale energy in my house. And there's several ways you can do that. You can hire a professional energy healer or shaman, or you can do the Native American technique of smudging, which I describe in detail in the book. Or one of the simplest, easiest techniques is on a nice sunny day to open all the doors and all the windows and get out a broom, and then imagine you're sweeping out all the old and negative energies from your house. And just go through the house room by room and sweep that energy right out the door and right out the windows. So after I did that, I also began doing what I call living as if. And this is a process where you believe in every cell of your body that what you've asked for is on the way to you. So I had asked for my soulmate to join me in this life. And I started to live as if I knew that were true. And the way that would show up was I would imagine if he were really going to show up tomorrow, my posture would change. I would be standing up straighter. I'd be smiling more. I'd be friendlier. I started to buy greeting cards that I would give him someday. I bought some tickets to concerts and plays that I knew that we would go to in the future. I know one woman who did this process by cooking dinner for two every night, and she would set a beautiful table and light candles and play music. And within 3 months, her soulmate was sitting at the table with her. So those are just a few of the things I did to bring Brian into my life.